All right, so in this lesson, we're going to take a look at verbs, specifically forms of the verb to be, as well as the linking verbs. And if you remember back to the lesson that I gave you on parts of speech, you know that you're going to want to look at verbs first. I think very often they're the easiest to find. And once you can establish what the verbs are within a sentence, then you can find nouns, and then after that, finding other things is much easier. This will also help us when we move on to sentence elements and finding things like subjects and predicates. As always, make sure you have your Cornell notes out and that you're taking good notes, and this will help you engage with the lesson and learn this much more effectively. All right, so first let's take a look at forms of the verb to be. Now, all conjugations of to be are verbs, and students tend to forget that to be is a verb because it's not an action, right? We know that verbs are action words, so if I say, I'm jumping or I'm running, or, he hit the ball, those are action words, and they're very easy to spot as verbs, but to be really isn't an action. It's a state of being, right? So if I say, for instance, I am at school, that's not an action. I'm not doing anything. I simply am here. Or if I say, Juan will be home soon, that's not an action. That's a state of being, and it's in the future tense. That's why there's two words there. And we're going to take a look at conjugations. Or if I say ginger is a good spice, or if I say Chelsea has been the champion in past seasons, these are not actions. They're states of being. Next, let's take a look at linking verbs. And these are also easy to forget as being verbs because they're not actions either. Linking verbs link nouns to other nouns, as in the sentence, he became president. And they link nouns to adjectives, as in the sentence, he appears tall. The linking verbs can be remembered using the acronym BRASS-G and in remembering the 5 senses. And so let's take a look at these. Now you may want to hit pause for a moment and write some of these down so that you have them available to you on quizzes and tests. And so just go ahead and hit pause now. Okay, welcome back. Now, want to take a moment here and look at these forms of the 5 senses, right? Because when we use these as linking verbs, as in, the cat smells bad, that's different from saying, I am going to smell the flowers, right? So some of these, especially particularly these 5 senses verbs, they can be actions, or what we're going to call transitive verbs, or they can be linking verbs. And so we're going to want to be very clear about what's going on when we look at some of those. All right, so here's some sentences that use linking verbs. Right, so Eric became team captain. That's not an action that Eric took. That's actually a change in his state of being. Before, he was not the captain, and then he became that captain. Or if I say, Kwok sounds like he understands the topic, right? That's a linking verb. Or Sarah feels bad about what she did. And this one in particular, right? Right, she's not feeling what she did here. She's not feeling the counter, or she's not feeling the cat's fur, or feeling her shoes. This is an emotional state. Or I am growing tired of this, right? This isn't growing as in I'm growing taller in a physical sense. This is an emotional sense. So very often, as we looked at on the last slide, these linking verbs may look like actions, but we know they're linking verbs because it's something a little bit more abstract, something a little less physical. All right, so that's it. Be sure to rewind and review if you need anything else, and this will be on our upcoming quiz.